Expand your vocabulary with our Core 2,000 Words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free English ebook before it's gone. Want to improve writing in your target language? In this guide, you'll discover the top 8 ways to practice and master writing with our lessons and learning program. Let's begin. Number 1. Write out the words and phrases by hand. One of the best ways to improve your writing is to simply write more. So write every word, phrase, and sentence that you learn in the lessons by hand in a notebook. You can write out the conversations from the dialogue study tool, example sentences from the lesson notes, and words and phrases from our vocabulary lists. Number 2, take the writing quizzes. With every lesson, you get review quizzes to help you master what you've learned. Just scroll down to the vocabulary section or click on Vocabulary. Click on Take Quiz, and then click on Writing Questions. Number 3, leave a comment on the lesson. After you're done with the lesson, be sure to use what you've learned, whether a new word or a grammar point. Leave a comment in the comment section, and our teachers will review it and give you feedback. Number 4, dictation. Dictation is a study method where you write down what you hear as a way to test both your writing and listening skills. You can do this with any one of our audio and video lessons. This method is recommended for intermediate level learners and above. Number 5, create sentences using newly learned words. You can learn new words with our lessons, the word of the day, the vocab lists, and the Core 2,000 word list, which gives you the 2,000 most frequently used words. And as mentioned before, you can also leave a comment with a practice sentence, and our teachers will review it. Number 6, write short messages to your Premium Plus teacher. Just write out a message and send it to your Premium Plus teacher for review. In fact, as a first step, all new Premium Plus users are asked to write a self-introduction and send it to their teacher. Your teacher will review your work, give you feedback, corrections, and help you improve your writing skills fast. Number 7, get writing assignments from your Premium Plus teacher. You can also get assignments that cover listening, writing, speaking, and even reading from your teacher. These assignments can be tailored to your goals and needs. You get a new one every week, or anytime you're ready for a new one. Number 8, get even more lessons in the lesson library. If you want even more writing lessons, then visit our lesson library, and under Category, choose Reading and Writing. You get instant access to all of the pathways and lessons that will help you master all areas of the language, including writing. You'll get all of our pathways and lessons that are dedicated to helping you master writing. So, if you're ready to finally learn language the fast, fun, and easy way, and start speaking from your very first lesson, get our complete learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account right now. Click the link in the description. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share it with anyone who's trying to learn a language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! Hi everybody, my name is Alicia. Welcome back, and today I'm going to talk to you about how to use the comma. So some of you have asked some punctuation related questions. Today I'm going to give a quick introduction to a few times when we can use the comma, that little mark that you sometimes see in the middle of sentences. So today I'm going to introduce 3 different times when you can use a comma. Please keep in mind that depending on the style book or the rules at your company or at a newspaper or at a publishing company, the rules may be a little bit different, but in general these are a couple of guidelines that you can think about when you're writing, and I hope that they can help you to decide when you should and should not use a comma. So let's look at 3 examples. Let's begin with the first situation. Let's begin with the first situation, which is with coordinating conjunctions. So English has 7 coordinating conjunctions. Maybe you know them. They are and, but, or, for, nor, yet, and so. Usually we use and, but, and or most commonly. I suppose so as well. But these are called coordinating conjunctions. We use these coordinating conjunctions to connect pieces of information together. So, when we're using a coordinating conjunction to connect sentences, we use a comma before the conjunction if we are using a compound sentence. So this is the key point. A compound sentence is a single sentence made of what could be two separate sentences. So it's two complete sentences, two finished ideas, but we connect these two ideas with a coordinating conjunction. This is called a compound sentence. In these cases, when it is a compound sentence, you can use a comma before the coordinating conjunction. So let's look at a couple examples of this. First, he wanted to come to the concert with me, comma, but he had to study for an exam. So here I have two complete sentences. He wanted to come to the concert with me is a complete sentence, and I have a comma here. My coordinating conjunction is but in this case. And again, at the end of the sentence, I have another complete idea. He had to study for an exam. Here, I've used my comma before the coordinating conjunction because this is a compound sentence. Let's look at another example. My mother invited her friends to dinner, and she organized special cocktails for the evening. So here again, there are two separate complete ideas here. My mother invited her friends to dinner, comma, before the coordinating conjunction, and she organized special cocktails for the evening. There are two separate ideas here. We use a comma before the conjunction that connects these two ideas together. Okay, so this is the first type of comma I want to talk about. The next type of comma, in particular, this is one that maybe the rules will vary. There might be different rules depending on the book or depending on the publication, depending on where you work. But this is another case where you may see commas often. So after, we use an introductory expression. So this means a word or a phrase before the subject and the verb of a sentence. So we'll see a couple examples here. After your introductory expression, so a comma that comes near the beginning of the sentence. For example, in 2017, I started my own company. So here in 2017, we have a comma after 2017, before the subject and the verb of the sentence. So this is like an introduction. There's introductory information here. One more example. Last week, we met our new clients. So here, last week is some extra information. It's introducing something, and then we have our subject and our verb back here. So again, in some cases you may not need to use a comma. It depends on the rule, it depends on the style book that perhaps you're using. But this is another situation where you may see commas, and you can use a comma in this case too. Okay. One more example. This is a very common one and a very common question, I think, as well. When you're using adjective clauses, so for example, like relative clauses, I think a lot of you know about, these often begin with like who, which, or that, which we'll see in a second. When we use these to introduce information that is non-essential, so it's not information that is essential to know, to understand the noun, we can offset that extra information with commas. So in this case, we'll use two commas here, actually. Let's take a look at an example. Here, the movie Inception, which was hugely popular in 2010, is a sci-fi and action movie. Okay, so here, I'm talking about the movie Inception. That's my noun here. The movie Inception. Here's this extra information. I've got a relative pronoun here, which, and then was hugely popular in 2010. This is extra information about the movie Inception. Then I finish with, is a sci-fi and action movie. So this extra information, which was hugely popular in 2010, is set apart from the sentence with commas. If I remove this relative clause, the sentence is correct. The movie Inception is a sci-fi and action movie. So we can use relative clauses with extra information and set them off with commas. Doing this sounds much, much nicer, or reads much, much nicer. This also kind of gives a hint to your reader that it's some extra information. So please set off your relative clauses, your non-essential relative clauses, with commas. A great hint is when your clause begins with which or that, a relative pronoun here. Let's look at one more example. Her parents, who were greatly respected in the community, both passed away last year. So in this case, my relative clause is who, or I'm sorry, my relative pronoun is who. And again, this is extra information, who were greatly respected in the community. So I've given some extra information about her parents, and I've set that off with commas. If I remove this adjective clause, her parents both passed away last year, the sentence is still correct. But I'm giving this extra information, I'm showing it's extra information, and these little commas help in the sentence. It sounds just nicer, it reads much nicer. So when you're using an adjective clause like this, a non-essential adjective clause, you can set that off with commas. So those are three situations, three very common situations where you may see commas and when you can use commas. So please try to keep that in mind, especially about the first point we talked about. Sometimes people will try to use a comma in one complete sentence. They think it's a compound sentence, but it's not actually compound. So if you're confused, just slow down, take a look at your sentence, and ask yourself, are there two separate, complete ideas in this sentence? If so, and you're using a coordinating conjunction, you can use a comma there. If there's only one idea, one complete idea in your sentence, then you don't need to use a comma. So please keep that in mind. This one can be especially challenging, even for native speakers, actually. So this is just a quick introduction to a few ways to use commas. If you have any questions, please make sure to let us know. Of course, if you want to try to make a sentence in the comments, please feel free to do that as well. If you liked this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel too if you haven't already. Also, check us out at EnglishClass101.com for more good stuff. Thanks very much for watching this episode, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!
Is it possible to cheat your way into speaking, reading, and writing in your target language? It is. That is, if you have our PDF language cheat sheets. How to practice speaking, reading, and writing with the PDF cheat sheets. And today, you'll discover 1. How you can add more language to your brain without spending time looking up words in a dictionary, and 2. How to improve your speaking, reading, and writing with the cheat sheets. But first, if you don't yet have access to these resources and our language learning system, sign up for a free lifetime account right now. Just click the link in the description to get your free lifetime account. What are PDF cheat sheets? Our cheat sheets are a quick way to improve your language skills without having to study for hours or spend time looking up words in a dictionary. With every cheat sheet, you get a basic dialogue and must-know words and phrases for common topics like hobbies, weather, talking about your day, and much more. And there are over 30 cheat sheets that you can download for free on our site, if you remember. But how can you improve your language with the cheat sheet? Let's take a look. 1. How to practice speaking. Every cheat sheet comes with a quick, practical dialogue that you can use when you chat with native speakers. But you can also practice speaking ahead of time. Just read the dialogues out loud a few times a day, and you'll get used to saying these lines. Reading out loud is one tried and tested tactic for improving your speaking skills. And when you get a chance to speak with a native speaker, you'll be able to say these lines naturally. 2. How to practice reading. You can also practice reading by simply reading through the cheat sheet, the key dialogue, and the words and phrases inside. Just download the PDF to your phone or computer and read through whenever you have a few moments. Or you can print out the cheat sheets and read through them as well. 3. How to practice writing. The easiest way to practice writing is to simply copy out the words on the cheat sheet into a notebook. You can also print out the cheat sheets and write on them directly. And as a bonus, you get to remember all of the words and phrases better. Whichever skill you want to practice, be sure to do it a few times a day, every day, for the language to really stick. Or just use the cheat sheets to cheat and get the must-know words for a topic you want to talk about. So, if you want to get access to these resources and our learning system, sign up for a free lifetime account right now. Just click the link in the description to get your free lifetime account. Remember, here's what you can do to learn all of these words by heart. Drill these words with our spaced repetition flashcards, which will help cement these words into your long-term memory. Save them to the word bank, your personal vocabulary collection, where you can print out your own study sheets, or review the words with our looped vocabulary slideshow, and play it until you know all of the words. So click the link in the description right now and sign up for your free lifetime account to get these lessons and study tools. Hi everybody, my name is Alicia. Today I'm going to talk about how to use the semicolon. A semicolon is a punctuation mark that we use a lot in English writing. So let's take a look at 2 ways that we can use the semicolon. Okay. The first way I want to talk about is to use the semicolon as a way to separate 2 parts of a compound sentence. If you watched the video we did about how to use commas, you might remember what a compound sentence is. But just to remind you, or if you haven't seen the video, a compound sentence is a single sentence, one sentence, that is made of 2 complete ideas. So there are 2 ideas together in one sentence. So a compound sentence could be 2 individual sentences, but they are linked together maybe by a coordinating conjunction or, as we'll see, by a semicolon. So we can use semicolons to separate the 2 parts of a compound sentence, but we don't need to use a word like and, but, or, for, so, those words. We don't need to use those. So let's look at an example here. Okay, my first example is, we think you would be a great fit for our team, semicolon. You have a lot of experience and can work at a fast pace. So here there are 2 complete ideas. Idea 1, we think you would be a great fit for our team, is one idea. Idea 2, you have a lot of experience and can work at a fast pace. So there are 2 ideas here in this sentence. We've separated the ideas with a semicolon here. Let's look at one more. He really likes her, semicolon. She's smart and funny. He really likes her is one idea. He really likes her. Idea 2, she's smart and funny. There are 2 ideas here. We connect them with a semicolon. So a question then, why should I use a semicolon? Can I just use it instead of a period, or what's the point of using a semicolon? Actually, it's a good idea to use a semicolon for 2 points or 2 ideas which are very closely related. They have a very close relationship. So if you're just giving maybe extra information, or you just want to explain sort of an additional point, maybe it's okay just to use a comma and a coordinating conjunction, and, but, or, for, so, yet. But if your 2 points have a very close, a special relationship, you can show the closeness of that relationship by using a semicolon. So these 2 examples maybe show that idea 1 and idea 2 are very closely related, so we can show that with a semicolon. Then, another tip, another hint for how to decide if you can use a semicolon or not. If you can replace your semicolon with a period, you can use a semicolon there. So by that I mean, we can look at the sentence. If it's a full sentence, a complete sentence, we think you would be a great fit for our team, period. You have a lot of experience and can work at a fast pace, another period. If you can use a period in the place where you're thinking about using a semicolon, it's okay to use a semicolon. So please think of that, that point, that tip. If you can finish the sentence and it's a grammatically correct sentence, you can replace that with a period. You can use a semicolon in that place as well. But of course, this requires that you have a thorough understanding of grammar and you understand how to make a complete sentence. So please think about that if you're ever unsure about when to use a semicolon. Okay, the second point I want to talk about today is quite different from the first point, actually. This is if you're writing, for example, an academic paper or perhaps an essay, something like that. This is really to help you make clearer writing, to help your writing be a little bit easier to understand. So you can use a semicolon to separate items in a list. So maybe if you're writing something and you have kind of an introduction to a list and then a few different points in your list, that are very complex, you can use a semicolon to show where each point stops. So let's take a look at this. Okay, I have a long sentence here. My example here is, there are a lot of unhealthy foods I love. So here's my introduction to my list. I'm introducing it with a colon here, actually. There are a lot of unhealthy foods I love. So here's number one. Item number one in my list. Item number one, pizza, comma, which has lots of cheese and bread. Then I have a semicolon here. This marks the end of one point. Number two, ramen, comma, which has many varieties, and semicolon. And three, burritos, comma, which are often greasy. So here I have 3 points in a list about foods, in this case, unhealthy foods I love. But because I have a comma after each point, I'm introducing some extra information about each point, which I talked about in the comma video we did. It may be unclear to a person reading this. If I use commas after each point, it might seem a little unclear to the person reading. So by using a semicolon here instead of a comma, it makes it clearer to the reader that this point has finished. I'm done talking about this point. So this is one thing to keep in mind if you're introducing long lists of information, several points in one sentence, as in this case. You can use a semicolon instead of a comma to help your reader to understand a little bit better. Okay, so these are just 2 ways that you can use semicolons. You might also see people using semicolons with words like however, for example, but that might be something I talk about in another video. For now, you can consider these, and also if you haven't, you should check out the comma punctuation video. This might have some relating points or relating concepts that you can check out. So take a look at that, and I hope that this was useful for you too. If you have any questions or comments though, please make sure to let us know in the comment section below this video. If you liked the video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Check us out at EnglishClass101.com for more good stuff too. Thanks very much for watching this episode, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!
If you want to learn more words so you can speak and understand even more of your target language, there is a super simple way to do this. In fact, it's so simple that most people don't even think of it because it doesn't involve language apps, YouTube videos, or your computer. I'm talking about writing things out by hand. How to learn words and phrases by writing them out. And in this guide, you'll discover 1. Why writing words out helps you pick up languages faster, 2. How to use our free PDF workbooks to practice writing, and much more. But first, if you don't yet have access to our language learning system, sign up for a free lifetime account right now. Just click the link in the description to get your free lifetime account. You probably already know that one of the best ways to master a language is through actually using it and practicing it. And that's where writing things out comes in, because you're using the language when you write it down. And on top of that, the physical act of writing helps your brain remember the words much better than seeing them on screen or typing them out. Now, handwriting may feel slow, but by taking it slow, you actually speed up your learning and master the language faster because you engage more of your brain in the process. So, how can you do this? You can apply this trick to any resource that you're using right now by simply copying out the words and phrases that you come across. The more you write them out, the better they'll stick. With our learning system, you can 1. Practice with our free PDF writing workbooks and worksheets. All members get free access to our PDF writing workbooks and worksheets, which are based on common topics like the alphabet, common nouns, adjectives, greetings, and much more. Inside, you learn the most common words and phrases for that topic, and you get plenty of space to practice writing the words out. And in the last section of the workbook, you'll get tested on the words. You'll see the translations of the words, so you'll have to try and remember the meaning in the target language and write it in. 2. Practice writing with the free Word of the Day emails. Every day, we send you a new word to your email inbox. You get the audio pronunciation, sample sentence, and a picture to help it stick. But you can also just as easily write that word down and do that daily every time the emails come in. And now you have a simple language routine going that you can stick with. Now, if you want to learn a little more than just words, you can 3. Practice writing out the conversations from our lessons. So, if you want to master entire conversations in your target language, you can also copy out the conversations from our audio and video lessons by hand. And this will help you master words, phrases, and grammar rules all at once, since you're not just writing out words, but actual lines. Just scroll down to the dialogue section of a lesson to see the conversation. So if you want to get access to these learning tools and our learning system, sign up for a free lifetime account right now. Just click the link in the description to get your free lifetime account. Remember, here's what you can do to learn all of these words by heart. Drill these words with our spaced repetition flashcards, which will help cement these words into your long-term memory. Save them to the word bank, your personal vocabulary collection, where you can print out your own study sheets, or review the words with our looped vocabulary slideshow, and play it until you know all of the words. So click the link in the description right now and sign up for your free lifetime account to get these lessons and study tools. Hi everybody, my name is Alicia. In this lesson, we're going to talk about an introduction to email writing. So I have email writing here, but this is email writing especially for business or for other formal situations. We're going to talk about the format, the general format of an English email, and we're going to talk about some patterns that you can use maybe to explain yourself or to introduce an idea, and so on. We'll see a few examples. So let's get started. All right, first I want to take a look at the general format, the basic parts of an email, at least in terms of American English business emails. Simply put, we begin with a greeting, a simple greeting, the dear part of your letter. A greeting, perhaps then an introductory phrase or something that introduces the purpose, the reason you are writing the email. Following that will be any background information or any details you need to provide to make the purpose of your email clear. Following that, a closing statement, something to kind of wrap up to show your reader you're ending the message, and then a sign off, which is really the final point before your name in the email. So we're going to talk about these points. Let's look at some patterns you can use in these emails. Let's begin with the greeting part of your email. If you don't know the person receiving your email, you can use the expression "to whom it may concern." This is kind of a classic line. Some people feel it's a little bit old-fashioned, but it's polite and most people are familiar with it. To whom it may concern just means the person related. So this email is to the person related to this inquiry, to this question. So it just means, in other words, I don't know who to address this email to, but please give it to the proper person, the appropriate person. This is a polite way to say that. To whom it may concern, to whom it may concern. We don't use this in speech. Just to whom it may concern is good for opening emails, for your greeting in emails. If, however, you do know the person you are sending the email to, you can begin with dear, then add Mr., Miss, or Mrs. The difference between Miss and Mrs. Mrs. is used for married women. Miss is used for unmarried women. If you don't know, is she married, not married, use Miss. Miss is the safer choice. You can also use a title like professor or doctor if you know that the other person is a doctor, has a PhD, is a professor, assistant professor. If you know their title, you can use that in the greeting. Dear Professor XYZ or Dear Dr. ABC, for example. You can also use department names here. So dear, maybe international department staff, for example. You can use the name of the department and staff. If it's a little bit more general, like you don't know exactly who to send it to, but you do know the department, you can use department staff there. So department name in this case. Okay, so once you have written your greeting at the beginning of the email, then you can go into your introduction and your purpose. So why are you writing the email? These are a few patterns that you can use. First, my name is. So if this is the first time you have contacted the other party, the other person, you can use this to introduce yourself. So in my case, my name is Alicia, and I am writing regarding, and then your topic.
So regarding means about. So you're putting this about statement before your topic. So my name is Alicia and I'm writing regarding studying English, for example. So your topic should probably be a noun phrase. So whatever it is, whatever the topic of your email inquiry is, you can put it here. A simpler one, maybe you already know the other person. You can say, I'm writing regarding your topic. So I'm writing regarding English studies at your school, for example. Another one, I'm writing to reach out about. So here I've used about. You can use regarding here too. Regarding just sounds a little bit more formal than about. So reach out though, this implies you're maybe introducing something or you want someone to do something for you. So I'm writing to reach out about a new event I'm planning. So maybe you're trying to gather support for a new event, for example. So to reach out, you're introducing something, you might be asking for help for something. One more, I'm writing to see. So here I have to see, meaning to check with you, in other words. I'm writing to see if you would be interested in. Would be interested in means in the future. Is there a chance you would be interested in something? Interested in, again, a topic. So I'm writing to see if you would be interested in coming to an event later this month. I'm writing to see if you would be interested in teaching a seminar in my school, for example. So this is something, again, you want the other person's participation or you want them to do something for you. You can ask about their interest here. This is much better than saying, please do this. So please do XYZ sounds too direct. Ask if the other person is interested in. Would they be interested in something? Much better introduction. Okay, so these are a few simple examples when you're making a request or when you're writing about a general topic. So how do you then explain some background and some details about this point? So if you are writing regarding like a question, maybe you ordered something from the company, there was a problem, or maybe it was a service transaction, some kind of like business transaction, that's your topic. So for example, my name is Alicia and I'm writing regarding a textbook I ordered. If you want to write and explain a problem, you can use a couple of these patterns, these top two. For example, I placed an order for a textbook on January 15th, but it hasn't arrived. It hasn't arrived. So here, the product I ordered, the date of my order, and maybe an order number would be good too. So after this statement, you can explain the problem. So for example, the textbook I received was wet, or the textbook was the wrong textbook. So you can explain the problem after this expression. So these are perhaps for orders or maybe a service situation. Let's look at the second pair here. If you're looking for someone to do a job for you, or if you want someone's participation in something, you can try using one of these patterns. Let's look at the first one. We're looking for someone to plus your task. So we're looking for someone to help us with data entry. We're looking for someone to teach English lessons on the internet. So would you be interested? Again, we have this same, would you be interested, as we saw up here, asking about their interest. So if you say, please do this, or do this for us, it's too direct. Use would you be interested. We usually say, would you be interested in participating? Would you be interested in teaching? Would you be interested in leading the lesson, for example? So ask, would that other person like to do that thing? Or are they interested in learning more? So here is one way to invite someone for something, or to make a request of someone's time or a request of someone's skills. So here's one pattern. Another one. We're planning an event and would like to extend an invitation. To extend an invitation is a formal expression, which means we want to invite you. So this is our official invitation. To extend an invitation means to invite someone to something, but this is a formal expression we use. To extend means like to put something out, so like to make something longer. Imagine your arm coming out. To extend an invitation, like here on our hand. So we are planning a seminar and would like to extend an invitation to you, perhaps, as well. So this is for an event invitation, or maybe there's something else you would like to invite this person to. Like we're planning a conference and would like to extend an invitation to you to give a speech at the conference, for example. So there are many ways we can change this sentence to invite someone to participate in something. All right. Let's move on then to some closing messages. So after you've explained the background and the details, and you've kind of asked the key question or explained the problem, then we can show the reader that the email is finished by including one of these expressions. These are just a few examples, but they're quite general. So first, thank you for your time. So this is good for maybe a simple inquiry, or if you're explaining a problem perhaps, and you just want to express your appreciation. Thank you for your time. That's a nice one. Another one, I look forward to hearing from you soon. I look forward to hearing from you soon shows you expect a reply from the other person. So it's a little bit of a push in this case. So I look forward to hearing from you soon. I look forward to receiving a reply from you soon. You're expecting a reply in a timely fashion. You're expecting a reply in a reasonable amount of time. One more, if there is any additional information I can provide, I would be happy to prepare it. So this means if there's something else, additional information here, if there's any additional information that the other person needs, you, the writer of the email, are happy to prepare that information. So in other words, this is an invitation. If you need something, please let me know. I will prepare that. So these are a few nice sentences you can close your email with. Then the final part in email writing is the sign-off. So there are many different sign-offs. Here are a few that I feel are common and easy to use and polite as well. Sincerely is good. Sincerely is quite basic. You can use that in most situations without trouble. It just sounds quite, I guess, quite typical. It doesn't sound so warm, I suppose, but it's fine to use. Another one, I personally like to use best. So best shows, this is short. This is kind of an abbreviated expression of my best, or I wish you the best, but kind of short and a little more professional, I feel, best. Another popular one is warm regards, warm regards. In other words, my warm feelings, or like I mean this in the best way possible. I mean my email to be warmly received. Another one I've seen is kindly, kindly. So this one is in like a request or just perhaps an information related email, kindly. So meaning I intend this email to be read with kindness. So please don't mean that like I'm angry or anything. Kindly, kindly. Sometimes I see people use yours or sincerely yours. Those are too intimate. They are personal. So using yours implies that you have a personal relationship with the person reading the email, or it could be an intimate relationship. So yours is something I typically avoid in professional emails. Don't use love in professional emails either, or like my love or anything like that. Don't use that in your emails either. But stick with one of these and you should be just fine in most cases. So please just be careful. Don't use yours, don't use love as well. All right, but that's just a quick introduction to email writing, especially professional and business-related emails. I hope that that was helpful for you. If you have any questions, or if you want to try one of these patterns, or if you have a different pattern you like to use in your emails, let us know in the comment section below the video. If you liked the video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and check us out at EnglishClass101.com for some other good resources. Thanks very much for watching this lesson, and I will see you again soon. Bye!
If you're learning a language, the words and phrases that will come easiest to you will always be the ones you're interested in. Whether it's words with bad or funny meanings, or phrases about yourself, such as where you're from or how old you are. So what if you could make your own printable vocabulary worksheets so you could review and practice writing out the words that you're interested in? How to create your own printable vocabulary worksheets.
Well, stick around. In today's guide, you'll discover 1. How to assemble your own word and phrase lists, 2. How to create your own printable worksheets, and much more. But first, if you don't yet have access to our language learning system, sign up for a free lifetime account right now. Just click the link in the description to get your free lifetime account. While you're learning the language, you should keep in mind what exactly you want from this language. Do you want to talk about yourself, your hobbies, or understand TV or music? Why? Because you'll naturally learn faster if you're learning about what you're interested in. So, here's how you can assemble your own personal vocab lists. 1. As you go through our lessons on the pathway, you'll likely come across words and phrases you want to remember. You could write them down, or you can send them to the word bank, which is a premium feature where you can store words and phrases for later review. So look for the Add to Word Bank button on the lesson page. 2. You can also save words and phrases from our free vocabulary list to the word bank as well. You can sort through hundreds of vocabulary lists by topics such as weather, hobbies, talking about your day, and more, so you can find words that you're interested in. And then click on Add All to Word Bank. Here's how you can make your own worksheets. Just go to the vocabulary menu and select Word Bank. There, you'll see your collection of words and phrases. Just click on Printer-Friendly version to print them out. You can also click Export Word Bank. If you've organized and labeled your words into categories such as verbs and adjectives, you can select that label and export it as a PDF. Then, go ahead and print the file out. You can use this worksheet to review the words or even write on it. So, if you just want ready-made printable worksheets and cheat sheets, then you can always unlock our free conversation and vocabulary PDF cheat sheets and PDF writing worksheets. These resources are free for members of our language learning system. So, if you want to learn the language and get access to these learning tools and our learning system, sign up for a free lifetime account right now. Just click the link in the description to get your free lifetime account. Remember, here's what you can do to learn all of these words by heart. Drill these words with our spaced repetition flashcards, which will help cement these words into your long-term memory. Save them to the word bank, your personal vocabulary collection, where you can print out your own study sheets, or review the words with our looped vocabulary slideshow, and play it until you know all of the words. So click the link in the description right now and sign up for your free lifetime account to get these lessons and study tools. Hey everyone, welcome to the Monthly Review, the monthly show on language learning, where you discover new learning strategies, motivational tips, study tools, and resources. By the way, all the lessons and bonuses you're about to see can be downloaded for free on our website. So click the link in the description right now to sign up for your free lifetime account. Okay, today's topic is how to write 1,000 words in your target language in 5 minutes a day. Now, don't worry, this language learning method isn't as hard as it sounds. But through it, you'll master a ton of words, phrases, and grammar, improve your speaking, and much more, simply by writing for just 5 minutes a day. How exactly? Stick around. Today, you'll discover a simple but powerful tactic for practicing writing, the hidden language learning benefits of writing, and how to write 1,000 words with a special free study tool. But first, if you're looking for new free language resources and downloads, here are this month's new lessons and resources. Be sure to download these now before we take them down in a few days. First, the Giving the Time PDF Conversation Cheat Sheet. This brand new cheat sheet will teach you how to ask for and give the time fluently. Download it for free right now. And second, the Core 2,000 Words PDF ebook. Actually, this PDF ebook is usually not free and is sold at our store, but you can get free access for the next few days and get fluent with the 2,000 must-know words inside. So don't miss out, because this book will go back into our vault soon. To get your free resources, click the link in the description below right now. They're yours to keep forever. Now to today's topic. How to write 1,000 words in your target language in 5 minutes a day. Part 1. A simple but powerful tactic for practicing writing. So, what's this powerful learning tactic that'll help you write 1,000 words? Well, you'll be surprised how simple it is. But the language learning technique is simply copying and writing lines into a notebook, and it's a super easy way to start writing in your target language. Now, you might be feeling underwhelmed. You may now be writing a comment about how you're disappointed now that you know what it is. But if you actually copy things out consistently, this writing tactic can and will help you master a language. That is, if you take action. So why does copying things out work, and what makes it a good language learning strategy? Part 2. The hidden language learning benefits of writing. First, it's super easy to do. Copying out lines, say from a textbook or an article, takes no thinking whatsoever. You don't have to worry about what to write, you just copy. You can do it any time of day, and it's a skill you can practice on your own. Second, writing helps you retain the language. How? The more you interact with the language, the better you remember it. So when writing out words, you're focused on them, and you're reading them at the same time. This helps the information stick. Third, you learn new words, phrases, and grammar indirectly. If you keep up with this daily, you'll always come across new words as you practice with this technique, and writing them out will help you remember them. Fourth, you indirectly improve your speaking and reading skills as well. The words and phrases that you learn and retain this way will of course spill over into reading and speaking, and help you speak, read, and understand more of the language. And fifth, you get valuable language output practice. With language learning, you need equal amounts of input, reading and listening, and output, speaking and writing, to truly master a language. Writing is the perfect way to practice output. This tactic works so well that it's a practice among writers, novelists, and even people in advertising. Writers imitate great writers by copying out their work word for word. And by doing this, they get used to a certain style of writing. And the same goes for language. You get used to the language, the structure of sentences, and what sounds natural and what doesn't. Now, how do you apply this copying out tactic? Do you just copy anything? And should you write 1,000 words all up front? The answer to that last question is no, but here's what you do. Part 3. How to write 1,000 words with a special free study tool. First, sign up for our Word of the Day. This is a free study tool, and every day it sends you an email with a new word, along with the meaning and a few sample sentences. Second, open up the lesson when you get it. Review the word and then copy out the word in the sample sentences. And that's it, you're done for the day. This takes 5 minutes or less. Then, the next day, repeat the process. Open up the Word of the Day email and copy out the words in sample sentences. To reach 1,000 words in 1 month, you need to write about 35 words a day. And you can do that easily by just copying out the word in a few sample sentences. And through this, you'll learn more words and phrases and grammar. You'll also directly improve your writing skills and indirectly improve your reading and speaking skills. By the way, you can use this tactic with any other resource as well. You can copy out the lesson dialogues in our lessons. You can use your own textbook or online articles. The list is endless. But it's much easier with the Word of the Day because you get daily vocabulary and sample sentences to copy out. You don't have to go looking for things to copy out. So give it a try and let us know how it works out. Thank you for watching this episode of Monthly Review. Next time, we'll talk about input versus output and getting real results from your language studies. If you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. And if you're ready to finally learn language the fast, fun, and easy way and start speaking from your very first lesson, get our complete learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account right now. Click the link in the description. See you next time. Bye! Expand your vocabulary with our core 2,000 words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis.
Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free English ebook before it's gone.